Well, hello there, it's Beards and Bangers, and once again today we're going to be doing some more work on the interior refresh on the Zeus, my Poseidon MG ZT 190. So a little reminder of what we've done so far. So headlining down, sunroof drains cleared, seats out, or front seats out. We've now got to do the sort of final bit of stripping down, which is getting the centre console out, which I have to be honest, I'm not looking forward to, because it means pulling the gear knob off. And pulling the gear knob off on an MG ZT is particularly hard. I'm also going to get the back seats out, and then we can start getting things. Well, that back seat base is already quite loose. That's going to be easy, but the tricky bit, and the bit you hopefully all want to see, is getting the actual back of the back seat off, because that's quite tricky, and we need to be careful when we do it, because we don't want to damage the lugs, or the lugs on the seat, but also the kind of brackets that the seats sit into. So we've got to be fairly careful with it. So we'll take our time. It's a tropical. You'll notice the field is no longer frozen, but it's still only 2 degrees. So for those of my viewers, I know I've got viewers in the Midwestern United States. I've got viewers in Melbourne, to name but a couple. But yeah, it's still cold, but it being above freezing feels comparatively luxurious. So I'm actually able to be up here without a hat on and having a cold bald patch, which is a problem we follically challenged men have. So what we'll do by starting, we'll get this door rubber out of the way. I'll put this to one side for they just pop off like that, and we just put them carefully to one side. So I'll pop it over here on this pallet for now, and we'll put him in. So the bottom of the seat should just, this is already loose, so that would actually be an MOT fail. So we'd go around the other side and do that. Again, this should just pop off. Just grab it. Oh, lost a little bit of foam there. We'll keep that in case we need it. Let's put the seat belts in, because that might help us a bit. Why are you not pulling off? That's it. This is annoying. I did this a couple of years ago on Husley, but I can't work out how to get the seat. Am I going to have to unbolt the seatbelt? I think I am, because that ain't gonna come off. There's a feather there. A bit of rust as well, so we can treat. What we'll do while we're in this position is we'll get in here and treat all the stuff like that, because that's, we don't want that to rot out. Obviously that's got some moisture on it from some time in the car's past life. So I think we need a T50 bit. It's the same stuff as getting the seats out, same bit, Torx bit. So I'll go and grab that, and we'll whack this seatbelt off. I think it's just one fixing on there. I could be wrong. Oh god, this is gonna be one of those jobs that should be easy that's now turning into a difficult job. Right, give me 2 secs and I'll find a dugger. Right, excuse the noise in the background. I've got the BMW running. This battery's not very happy at the moment, so are we on reverse? Yes, we are. So we'll just buzz this off. Oh, that did do it. It's only one fixing, thankfully. And there's a fair bit of mess in there, so we'll just carefully thread. Hopefully you can see this, because this is a day where I could do with a cameraman. So we'll just thread that up there, and what we'll do, we'll get rid of the seat base, so that can go on the pile, and I'll be selling these seats. So if anyone wants a decent set, you probably can't see this, if anyone wants a decent set of Alcantaras for a ZT or a 75, then do let me know. I've got no idea if you can see my face until I edit this video. Right, so what we'll do is we'll just put a bit of bulldog, tiny bit, just to prevent that from seizing, and we'll just put that bolt carefully, finger tight, back in there. Not going to use the dugger. We'll just pop it in there, so it don't go missing. Then we'll make sure we torque. I think there's probably a torque setting for that, so I'll check that in the Haynes manual. I've got to find my 75 and ZT Haynes manual. It's very handy, but it's not something I use an awful lot. But that's at home, unfortunately. I do like a Haynes manual. If you're working on a car, get yourself a Haynes manual if there's one available, because they are bloody handy. But we're going to have a little look at the condition of this seat base. So yeah, we've got, oh, that, my bit holder's not very happy on this, but this is a Halford's Professional kit, so it should have a lifetime guarantee. But that, I think we got a little bit missing in there. Yeah, there should be a bit that sort of springs open on that. Oh, all these things you find. Right, I'll leave that there for a second. But yeah, but what I'll do is I'll hoover this out at some point, and then we'll get some rust neutralising primer, and then just probably paint, just a bit of paint, any paint, because it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just wondering whether we need to lift this. I think I will. I think I'll take this off as well, which we won't be able to do till the seat back is off, because that's I think that's pretty fixed up there somewhere. But I think that's a good idea, just to take that off, see what's under there, and then we can just treat these areas. We don't want these bits like rotting out, because that's what your seat base actually fits into. But now we can see, we can get this door rubber off as well. We'll do that now. So these just carefully pull them off. And what I'll do with these is treat them with some Autoglym, make a product called Vinyl and Rubber Care, and it really brings old rubbers back to life, and it also makes them look nicer, but it nourishes them. I just mustn't forget to put these in the unit when I go this evening. Right, I'm going to put you on the tripod, and we'll try, I don't know how well you're going to see this, but I'm going to try and show you how to get the back seat down. Obviously the back seat down, just you've got your buttons here, so it just folds down like that. And that other side wasn't actually connected, which is a worry. But of course these cable snagged there, just get those out of the way. Of course these won't be the original seats for this car. Right, I'm gonna have to get some tape. I'm gonna get some masking tape and just temporarily tape that cable to the roof, so we don't end up stretching it and ruining it. That's like your rear brake light, rear courtesy light, and various other things. So I don't want to damage those cables. So bear with. Right, that's that cabling taped out of the way. So these seats should just come forward, and there goes our seat belt. And if I grab the camera, you can see down there you've got a little white kind of thing that the lug sits in for the seats. But if we push now with the seat base off first, if we push down, these should just pop out, he says. No, that doesn't want to go. We might have to get a breaker bar. Sometimes what can help is you put a breaker bar sort of in the gap. So I'll go and grab one, and we'll see if that works. Of course, what I haven't done is taken the squabs off that are on the sides. So if we do that, these should just, from memory, these just pull out. There we are. Now we can actually see our... I'll just chuck that there for now. I need to have a tidy up of this car because I've got a lot of tools kind of left in here. Apologies, you can't see the back of my head again. Another one of those videos where you just see a bald patch. Right, that's those out. Oh, and that side's out, so the breaker bar worked. Right, happy days. So yeah, we're loose there. So let's just grab the breaker bar in case we need it on this side, but it shouldn't do. But this should just pop out. What we must do though is retain the white. There we are, that was easy. That was actually quite easy in the end. Right, bear with, let's get this out. I'll move the camera back a bit so you can actually see me doing something rather than the baldness. Excuse the jerkiness, let's just tighten the tripod up slightly. So that's the back seat out, which is great. Happy days. Quite heavy, this bit. There we are. That's that out. So I'll get this put to one side, and then we'll start on the bit that I'm dreading, which is getting the centre console out. Well, it's got me hot. So yeah, next job for me on this is to just give the inside a bit of a clear up. But I'm going to now move the car back into the unit. So apologies, it might go a bit dark. I do still need to go and get some lighting. I'm going to, end of this month, I'm going to go to Costco's. They do these LED panels. I'm going to get a couple of those. It'll cost me £100, but it'll just mean I can have lots of light in the work area of the unit. And I'll get a lot more done, because I know some of you have said in comments previously, oh, it's really dark, can't see what you're doing. So we'll remedy that, and I must use that light that's down, the LED panel that's down there, because that's really handy. Right, so we'll now move on to the centre console. So the first job is the most horrible job of the lot, and that is to get the gear knob off. Now, if we lock it in gear, they should just pull off. Because you can't get this piece of trim here off without taking the gear knob off, because you've got to get the gaiter over the actual gear shaft. So they will come off. I did this on Husley. That was easy. That was actually easy. So sometimes it's so hard, you have to either smack them down with a hammer just to loosen the sort of connection, and then it smacks you, when you try and pull it up, it smacks you in the face. But that's actually fairly easy. You probably can't see, but there's all splines in there, so they're all a bit different. So this won't fit a ZR, and I think it's different splines between a Mark 1 and a Mark 2 ZT. So that's much easier. So what that means now is that we'll have to move so we'll put the ashtray down there for a sec. And we can't shut that because there's something in way. The cigarette lighter, that can actually go. God, I can't see a thing. That can actually go in the cigarette lighter socket. So that's not in the way. And now we should be able to carefully get our gear stick gaiter and this surrounding trim, which we want to be quite careful with, off. So that'll go in the box with all the other stuff. So be careful with all these old plastics. You know, if these break, it's not going to sit back in properly. I mean, people have got stock of these things, but it's not that easy to get. So I'm going to wait for Austin, because I need to get his help to get the centre console out. I'll pop this chair out again quickly, so that's then out, and then we've got I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up as well in here, because I've left tools and various bits and bobs. So I just need to make sure we've got a nice clean space to work in. Centre console can come out, and then we can start pulling the carpet out, which should be fairly easy. It's just going to be very heavy because, of course, it's been soaking in water on and off. Right, so got to get the heater control panel off. So that just prizes off. Just carefully prise that. Let's pop that light up there so you can see properly. Then we've got to get the climate control module out. So that is 4 screws. I have had a bit of a tidy up in here, so we haven't got screwdrivers absolutely everywhere. That one should be okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So just pop these off. So we get this module out and make sure we retain the screws. We'll probably put them back in the holes if that's not going to obstruct us from taking the centre console out. And I must thank Alex from Alex's Assets for this light. I won't shine it at you because it'll blind you, but yeah, a very handy USB or solar rechargeable LED light, and it's quite bright, so it's ideal. Well, I could the weather's good enough to pull the car outside today, but now that we haven't got a driver's seat or other bits in the car. That's that one out. Come on. I'm not very comfortable here, I have to be honest. 3, and the 4th one. Could use a power tool for this, but again, old plastic, brittle plastic. kind of need the heaters to work. That's those four. We'll just pop them in the screwdriver box for a moment. This should now just come out. And this just comes out. Oh. So we've got some connectors on the back, so we'll just push them in, then out. Oh, that's easy. In, then out. So when you push them in, that sounds counterintuitive, but you're just kind of by pushing it in, you're loosening things off. That's come out. That's good. Just pop that down there carefully, and then we've got our ashtray unit. So that shares. I don't know how well you can see, but that shares the bottom two screws of the climate control unit. So this should now just come out. We've got some more connectors to remove. Where does that unclip then? So we've got our, there's actually interesting, we've got our rear sunblind button. There's actually no, that's not plugged in. Traffic master is not plugged in, but the seats are, so that's good news. The heated seats, that's one of the things we want. Cruise control, there is a plug for it, but what I'll do in another video when we're putting stuff back together is check in the glove box area, because that's where the cruise control ECU sits. That's out, that's out. Just got to get this one out, but I can't fit. Oh, that's out, so that should now just, oh, that's bigger than I thought it was. That's the cup holders, and we've got one more connector, the cigarette lighter. I'm hoping that's just a, can't actually see, that is just a connector, so that should just pull off. No, and that's something I do not want to break, because having USB and all that malarkey is very important. So I'll get that done off camera. Just a little connector in the back there, and then we should have revealed our screws that hold this front part of the centre console on. Happy days. Right, so that all being out now, we've got two screws here which we'll thread a screwdriver into. I want a fairly long one for that. So we'll just carefully, and try not to drop these. They're not too tight, which is good news. Oops. I think that's out. No, it's not. We'll do it by hand, just so we're not risking dropping screws and stuff everywhere. That's one. Put that in the screwdriver box for now, and then the other one here. So that's just a repeat. That's quite loose. I suspect this has been out before, so I'm going to do it off camera, and then we'll do the rest of the centre console. Right, so take this little cubby off the back of the. I thought I was recording then, but I didn't get the footage. So this just, for those who've got two 10mm bolts there, just use the cordless ratchet for that, and then that is the centre console off. So I will do that off camera, because it's going to be very ungainly for me. We'll put that to one side, and then we'll get the carpet out, and then we're job done for this video. Right, so just getting the final bits done. So I've taken the surround of the boot and bonnet release off. That's that just pops out. There's no fixing for that. You've got this panel here, which is which one is it? This one here. So that just pops off with a little screw there. We'll actually put that screw back in. That's my method, is to put, if you can put a screw or bolt back in, then do so, because it just avoids losing it. I mean, I know Austin's got a lot of kind of screws and bolts and fixings for these cars, but you don't want to, really want to keep everything as original as possible. And that's kind of quite a pernickety thing, but it is nice to sort of keep the car as original as possible. Actually get quite a good view of the heater matrix there. So that's if you want to service your heater matrix, that's what you've got to do. Basically, you've got to strip out that panel. So the only other thing I've got to do, which I won't video because it's pretty straightforward, is the footrest is held. You've got to pop these little things off with a flathead screwdriver, small flathead screwdriver, and there's two, I think they're 8mm bolts in there, so we'll just get those undone, get that off, and then that's the carpet free on this side, and it should just lift out. It's heavy, it's not going to be fun. Whether I film it or not, I don't know, because you might not be able to see very much. It should be me grunting, puffing and panting while I get it out. So let me just get these bits off and then we shall continue. Right, so that's off. I put the bolts back in, so you got 1, 2, and what we'll do is we'll get this footrest and just put these little trim bits back in. So I think they go in like that. Yeah, the cutout is uppermost, so that just pops in like that. Then that keeps that together, so when we come back later on to refit the carpet, it's all everything there for us. So let me have a tidy up, and then I've got one more side to do. It's got to go over there and do the same thing with the side trim there and any fixings in that footwell, and then we'll whip the carpet out. Yes, I've just realised we've got to take the seat belts off as well, unbolt those. So just put a bit of bulldog, bit of penetrating fluid. Obviously they're a very key component, and we are undoing something that's sort of fixed into the sills, which is obviously a structural member. So if there is any damage in there, we want to be very careful, because it's an MOT fail if your seatbelt mounting component is rotten. So I'll just let that soak in for a sec, and then we'll get these undone, and then the carpet can come out. I neglected to let's grab a light. Neglected to think about that, but yeah, that's basically it. So the carpet's not that big really, because it obviously stops where the back seat base begins. But yeah, we've got quite a lot now. We've got a bit of jiggery pokery, because we've got to get it over the. We've got to kind of fold it in half and then just drag it out, and that's probably why I won't film it. I'll try. We'll see how we get on. But yeah, that is the interior as stripped as it needs to be. And then what I can do in the next video is start to do things like putting the DAB radio in, fix the cruise control. What else have we got to do? Yeah, DAB aerial, so all the stuff that needs doing. I've done the sunroof drains already, so that was previous video. We've just got to get the carpet out, and then next job will be headlining. Won't do that on screen because I've done it before. So the key thing with the saloons is actually getting the headlining in and out, but with the seats completely out, it's much easier. So right, let's just let that soak in, get those seat belts off, and then off we go. Oh my lord. So I'm just, you can't see, actually no, let's go and grab the camera, because you want to see this, because this is the result of having blocked the sunroof drains. Yeah, so if I just lift up, probably can't see it that well, but it is absolutely, this is very hard to do one hand, but it's absolutely swimming under there. So you've got electronic components that are sitting in that water, which ain't going to help things. So I can't lift it one-handed, unfortunately. It is that heavy. So I will wrestle with this, and yes, that's enough for today. Plus it's yeah, I'm into a second day on this, and we're in the middle of a storm, so it's not that great. Right, so this is an absolute mission now, because if you look down here, hopefully the light's got enough strength left in it. It is flooded. That carpet, I've ended up cutting it because it's trash. It can't be reused. The foam is absolutely full of water. So this is why it is so important to keep on top of things like the sunroof drains, because you know, this could end up rotting out. You've got a seatbelt mounting down there. You know, if that rots out from the inside, that's avoidable. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here, because I'm just literally going to cut the carpet out. There's no great secret to what I'm doing. I'm just using a very, very sharp knife, carefully, and I'm just going to take chunks out of the carpet, because it's literally, I've got very low energy at the moment because I'm losing weight, so I'm eating a lot less, and my body hasn't yet adjusted to the sort of less calories and stuff. So I just haven't got the strength, and I've become quite tired quite quickly. But I'm feeling quite good because I'm not out of breath as badly. Obviously, this is quite a struggle doing this, so it is good exercise. But yeah, I'm just going to finish off cutting this carpet out, and then we'll have to let this really dry out. So I'm going to swab it all with microfibers. I've got the microfibers there ready. We'll actually just pop those in there now, just to soak up some of that stuff. You've got electrical connections there as well. You can see this is the foam from the back of the carpet, so it's basically rotten. So that's why the car's got this really musty smell. Yeah, and it's just, yeah, I'm just going to just quietly just cut this in my own time rather than trying to make a video and do it at the same time, because it is an arduous task. So thank you for watching. More content on the ZT. I'm so looking forward to getting onto the next phase, which is actually putting everything back together and making some improvements as well, because I'm really keen to get this car. I think my original goal was to get it ready for POL, which is 25th, 26th April, a bit later this year, so hopefully that means the weather will be better. But there is an MG Rover events meet in early March, so that gives me just over a month to put things back together. So I think I can do it. I've got to focus on this, not do any test drives, not fiddle with the Kestrel. Kestrel can just sit there, and we'll work on the Kestrel when it's a bit warmer. So yeah, if you don't already do so, hit that subscribe button with bell notification so you get a notification on your device as to when I've uploaded a video. Give us a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and please share with your friends. It's greatly appreciated. And I shall see you again very soon, next episode of Beards and Bangers. Goodbye.